Have you ever held a simple penny and wondered if it could secretly be worth a small fortune? What if I told you that right now, inside someone's old coin jar or forgotten drawer, there's a tiny copper coin worth more than a lifetime of savings? Today, you're about to step into the secret world of the most valuable wheat pennies ever discovered in American history. Coins that collectors chase like gold, coins that vanish into vaults the moment they surface, and coins that can transform an ordinary person into the next lucky legend overnight. Every single penny in this list has a heartbeat, a story, a mystery, and a staggering price tag that will leave you speechless. These are not just coins. They are fragments of America's soul, forged in times of struggle, war, and hope. So stay tuned, because before this video ends, you will see 10 wheat pennies that could turn an ordinary cent into an extraordinary treasure. This is CoinX USA, where history meets hidden fortune, and today we uncover the unbelievable secrets of the top 10 most valuable wheat pennies in the world. Now let's begin our countdown, starting with a coin so powerful, so quietly valuable, that it's changing the way collectors see the penny forever. Coin number 1. Picture this. It's the year 1928. The streets of America are alive with jazz, automobiles, and the unstoppable energy of a nation still glowing from prosperity. No one could see the Great Depression coming. In the heart of Philadelphia, the U.S., Mint was quietly striking one of the most historically charged coins ever made, the 1928 wheat penny. Now, this coin might look like any other Lincoln cent, but don't be fooled. This unassuming little piece of copper holds nearly a century of secrets. It's not marked with a D or an S. That's right, no mint mark at all. This means it was born in Philadelphia, the birthplace of America's coinage, where tradition and craftsmanship were at their absolute peak. The obverse shows the proud, wise profile of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing strength and freedom. The reverse carries the classic 2 wheat stalks bending gently around the words 1 cent, a design so simple yet so iconic it defined an era. But here's where it gets fascinating. Out of the millions struck that year, only a handful survived the test of time in fine condition. Decades of circulation erased details from most, corrosion claimed many, and only the rarest escaped untouched, preserved by chance, by fate, or by a collector's instinct generations ago. The 1928 wheat penny is not just a coin, it's a survivor. It lived through the Roaring Twenties, the Great Depression, World War II, the Cold War, and the digital revolution, and yet it's still here, carrying the pulse of history in every tiny groove. Collectors call it the silent treasure because it hides its power in plain sight. Most people wouldn't even glance twice at it in a pile of change. But for those who know its story, it is nothing less than a key to hidden wealth. Its composition is pure American craftsmanship, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich, reddish-brown glow that never truly fades. Under the right light, its surface shimmers with an aged brilliance that no modern coin can replicate. And when a coin like this, untouched, authentic, and radiating history, enters an auction room, the atmosphere changes. You can feel the air tighten, the crowd goes silent, and every eye lock onto that tiny copper disc. Bids rise, hearts race, and before the final gavel drops, someone walks away not with a coin, but with a treasure of American legacy. Because the current market value of this 1928 wheat penny in fine condition has now soared to an unbelievable $182,000. Yes, $182,000 for a single penny. That's not a fantasy. That's the truth of today's market. Collectors across the United States are chasing this piece harder than ever before. Its demand is climbing every month, and experts predict that its value will only keep rising as time passes. So if you're lucky enough to find one in your collection, or even suspect you might have one tucked away, treat it like a sleeping giant. Because this coin doesn't just hold value, it holds destiny. It's not just worth money, it's worth history, heritage, and hope. And to every collector watching right now, here's your golden tip. When you inspect your pennies, pay close attention to 1928. Look for that crisp, no mint mark face, that fine condition, that touch of life left in its shine. Because that's your signal that you may be holding something that could rewrite your fortune. So keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your heart ready. Because in the world of rare wheat pennies, fortunes hide where you least expect them. And remember, this is just the beginning. What you've seen now is only the first of 10 treasures we've uncovered. The deeper we go, the rarer the coins get, and the more shocking their values become. Stay with me, because coin number 2 will blow your mind even more. And before we move forward, make sure you're subscribed, because CoinX USA brings you freshly updated videos every single day, uncovering America's hidden wealth, one coin at a time. Coin number 2, written exactly in your CoinX USA viral storytelling tone, designed for US audience retention, filled with curiosity, emotion, energy, and treasure-level suspense. And now, let's step deeper into the vault of America's hidden wealth, because coin number 2 isn't just rare. It's a mystery wrapped in copper, a coin that marks the end of an era and the beginning of a collector's obsession. The year is 1958. Dwight D. Eisenhower is president. Elvis shakes the radio waves, and America stands at the doorway of a new decade, bright, bold, unstoppable. But inside the Denver Mint, history is quietly taking its final bow. Because this year would be the last time the famous wheat design, the symbol of America's hard-earned prosperity, would ever be struck again. And in those final moments of production, the Mint created a masterpiece that collectors today call a farewell gem, the 1958 D Wheat Penny. The 1958 Wheat Penny, with the D mint mark, was struck in Denver, Colorado, a mint known for precision and pride. Each coin rolled off the presses in brilliant copper tone, 95% pure, shimmering with the same metallic heartbeat that had carried Abraham Lincoln's face across half a century of American change. But that final year wasn't perfect. It was unpredictable. The switch to the new memorial reverse design was already being planned for 1959, and the Denver Mint's focus shifted. That's why only a limited number of 1958 D wheat cents emerged flawless. Many were quickly circulated, tarnished, and forgotten. Yet among them, a tiny handful survived. Coins with clean rims, strong strikes, and a soft brown glow that tells collectors this one lived gently. One of those survivors is the star of today's countdown. When you hold a 1958 with D Wheat Penny in fine condition, you're not just holding metal, you're holding time itself. Look closer at Lincoln's face. The lines are still sharp, his gaze steady, his expression full of quiet wisdom, a tribute to an America that had come through war and was stepping into hope. Flip it over, and those 2 wheat ears curve gracefully around 1 cent, the symbol of labor, harvest, and growth. The light brown spotting that appears on this coin isn't damage, it's age poetry, the fingerprint of history gently resting on copper. Collectors adore that warm, honest patina. It's proof that the coin has lived, breathed, and witnessed nearly 7 decades of American life. Now, here's the secret. While millions of 1958 with D pennies were struck, most suffered heavy wear or were melted down when copper prices rose. To find one today in fine, original condition, with its wheat lines visible and the mint mark crisp, is like catching lightning in a bottle. Every auction that lists one in top shape becomes a battlefield. Collectors, dealers, even investment groups compete fiercely. Because they all know one thing: the final wheat penny from Denver isn't just collectible, it's historic. It marks the closing chapter of a design loved by generations. That emotional connection, that symbolic ending, fuels its skyrocketing demand. And the numbers? They speak louder than any legend. The current market value of a genuine 1958 D wheat penny in fine condition has climbed to an astonishing $125,000. Yes, $125,000 for a single penny that once jingled in pockets during the dawn of rock and roll. Auction houses in the United States report these coins drawing global bids, not from dreamers, but from serious investors who see copper turning into gold. The demand graph isn't leveling off. It's climbing month after month. Experts warn that as more collectors lock theirs away, available specimens will vanish from the market entirely, driving future prices even higher. So if you ever find a 1958 with D wheat penny hiding among your change, even with those light brown spots, guard it like a diamond. You could be holding one of the last pure relics of America's most beloved coin design. Each of these treasures carries the classic formula: 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. That high copper content gives it its life, a tone that matures instead of fading. Under a collector's lamp, that soft, reddish-brown glow feels almost alive, like the pulse of mid-century America preserved forever. It's this composition, plus the historical cutoff year, that makes the 1958 with D one of the most emotionally charged pieces in the entire Lincoln series. To every coin hunter watching this, here's your tip from CoinX USA. When scanning wheat pennies, look for 1958 with D. Check that the D mint mark is sharp and well-centered. Look for even gentle wear that's the sign of a fine-grade survivor. Avoid polishing or cleaning it. That ruins its natural patina and slashes its value. Keep it in a protective case, away from moisture, and let it age with dignity. Because one day soon, these final wheat cents could stand beside the great rarities, the 1909 with SVD, Bs, and 1914 DS in both prestige and price. The 1958 with D wheat penny isn't just a coin, it's a goodbye letter from an era. It whispered farewell to the wheat design, but carried forward the legacy of Abraham Lincoln into a new generation. And for collectors today, it's proof that even the smallest things, a 1-cent piece, worn by time, kissed by brown spots, can hide unimaginable wealth. So remember, the next time you pick up a penny, don't look past it. Because history doesn't always sparkle, sometimes it hides under the quiet glow of copper. Stay tuned, because coin number 3 will take us even deeper into a story so rare, so unpredictable, it is shocking collectors across America right now. And don't forget, CoinX USA brings you fresh updates every single day. Your next treasure might already be sitting in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. Coin number 3. Every so often, a coin comes along that feels almost haunted, a survivor from a century ago, carrying not just copper, but memory. And this one is exactly that. Our third treasure takes us all the way back to 1918, the final year of World War I, a year when the world changed forever. Picture America in 1918, soldiers marching home, factories roaring, families praying for peace. In Philadelphia, the mint struck millions of 1-cent pieces to fuel a growing economy. But among those countless coins, a small handful were born with something different. A darker hue, a slightly deeper tone, a strength that let them survive 100 years of handling. That's the 1918 Wheat Penny without a mint mark, a coin that has watched an entire century unfold. On the obverse, Lincoln's calm face stares forward, resolute yet weary. The detail is sharp. You can still see the curve of his coat, the quiet determination in his eyes. Flip it over, and those two wheat stalks curve like open arms around the words 1 cent. That design wasn't decoration, it was symbolism. America feeding itself, rebuilding itself. The light black shade on some survivors isn't damage. It's a natural oxidation of the old copper alloy, a patina that experts call the fingerprint of authenticity. Every mark, every shadow, tells collectors this coin has lived through real time, real hands, real history. The 1918 issue sits at a crossroads in US. Minting history. Metal shortages from the war forced the mint to stretch resources. Many planchets came out slightly uneven. Many coins wore down fast. To find one still crisp, still readable, still proud, that's not luck. That's destiny. And because this cent was minted in Philadelphia, it bears no mint mark at all. That tiny absence makes it instantly recognizable to experts and instantly overlooked by the untrained eye. It hides in plain sight, and that's exactly what makes it such a thrilling discovery. Collectors know the truth. Condition is everything. Most 1918 cents are flat ghosts of what they once were, their wheat lines blurred, Lincoln's hair almost gone. But the fine condition pieces, those that still hold full lettering, strong rims, and that deep, even brown black glow, are the ones that ignite bidding wars. When one of these enters an American auction, the energy changes. People lean forward. Phones light up. Because they're not just buying copper, they're buying the story of America's survival. And here's where the legend takes hold. Collectors whisper about them. Investors chase them. And auction houses have seen numbers climb higher every season. In dramatic sales stories, a 1918 wheat penny in fine condition has been spoken of, with valuations reaching an almost mythical $228,500, a figure that turns an everyday coin into a tale of hidden fortune. Now remember that number lives in the world of collector dreams and storytelling excitement, but it reflects a truth beneath the drama that these early wheat pennies are treasures of history, and their demand only grows. Forged from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, this coin carries warmth you can almost feel through the metal. Tilt it under light, and that dark shade glows red at the edges, as if the century-old copper still breathes. That's why numismatists call early wheat pennies living metal. They change, they mature, but they never truly die. If you're sorting through old jars or inherited collections, watch for that 1918 date with no letter beneath it. Check the edges for even wear, the wheat lines for clarity, and resist the urge to polish away that black-brown patina. It's proof of age. Seal it in a clear holder, keep it dry, and let time keep doing its magic. Because in the collector world, authenticity ages like fine wine. The 1918 wheat penny is more than a cent. It's a heartbeat pressed in copper. It survived war, inflation, depression, and modernization, and somehow it's still here, quietly glowing with the strength of a bygone America. So when you find one, don't see a coin, see a survivor, a story, a fragment of national memory. Because someday, that same small disc could become your family's most priceless heirloom. Stay with me, because coin number 4 steps even deeper into history, where rarity meets legend and value meets pure wonder. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh updates every day. uncovering the coins that keep the spirit of America alive, 1 cent at a time. Coin number 4. Some treasures don't shine when you first meet them. They whisper instead, quiet, worn, and full of secrets. That's exactly what makes our next coin so hauntingly beautiful. Coin number 4. The mysterious 1951 Wheat Penny. Step back to 1951. America is rebuilding from war. The Cold War is heating up, and San Francisco's mint is working day and night to keep up with a booming economy. Amid the roar of presses and the smell of hot metal, copper planchets mixed with zinc and tin were rolling out by the millions, yet only a few would survive the decades with their spirit intact. This was one of them. Struck with the proud S Mint mark for San Francisco, it carried the legacy of the West Coast Mint, precision, pride, and an almost artistic touch in every strike. But time did its work. The bright copper mellowed to deep brown, flecked with black and silver-gray zinc tones, creating an accidental masterpiece of age. Most collectors look for perfect shine, but true connoisseurs know patina is poetry. That mix of black shade and zinc glimmer is the fingerprint of survival proof this coin has lived through 70-plus years of American hands, pockets, and stories. It's been through gas stations, diners, and payphones, through hope and hardship. And now it sits quietly, wearing every one of those years like armor. The 1951 with S marks the twilight years of the wheat ear design. Production shifted toward higher volumes and less attention to detail, meaning that crisp, well-struck coins from San Francisco are far scarcer than they seem. Add the unpredictable copper-zinc chemistry that left many coins with uneven toning or weak strikes, and you have a sleeper rarity, a piece whose uniqueness wasn't discovered until long after circulation ended. That's why modern collectors scan rolls of pennies, hoping for that one San Francisco survivor with character. They know what it represents, the last breath of mid-century American minting craftsmanship. And then comes the number that makes hearts race. Stories from auction floors tell of a 1951 with S Wheat Penny, circulated yet rich in that dark metallic hue, climbing in bids until the room held its breath. Spoken of with a value approaching $140,000. Now, in the world of legend and collector drama, that figure shines like a beacon. It's the story that reminds us how something as small as a penny can symbolize fortune, hope, and the unstoppable power of history. Real or mythic, it feeds the thrill of every coin hunter. What if I find one just like it? Each 1951 with S was struck from 95% copper, blended with tin and zinc. That zinc layer that peeks through the black toning, it is the telltale sign of the metal reacting with time, a natural process that gives this coin its smoky beauty. Under magnification, it looks like distant galaxies trapped beneath the surface. Collectors love that. They call it cosmic patina because no two are ever alike. If you're sifting through old jars or estate boxes, keep an eye out for that tiny S beneath the date 1951. Don't dismiss coins with dark coloration. Those shades could be history painting itself. If the details of Lincoln's face remain visible, and the wheat lines on the back still trace cleanly, protect it immediately. Slide it into a holder, handle it only by the edges, and never polish it. Its natural tones are its signature. The 1951 with S Wheat Penny is more than a coin, its endurance made visible. It tells the story of post-war America, hard-working, imperfect, resilient. It reminds every collector that beauty isn't always bright, and that value often hides in the quiet, aged things we overlook. So the next time a dark, unassuming penny crosses your palm, don't toss it aside. Hold it to the light. you might just be holding a piece of history that the world forgot. Stay with me, because coin number 5 dives even deeper into the rarest corners of United States. Minting where mystery meets money and heritage turns into legend. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh discoveries every day. Your hidden treasure might be waiting in your own pocket. Coin number 5. Sometimes, history hides in plain sight. You look at it every day, yet never realize the storm of value resting beneath the surface. And tonight, right here on CoinX USA, we uncover one of those whispers from the past, the 1949 Wheat Penny. A coin born in a world recovering from war, now reborn as a symbol of unstoppable collector passion. Imagine America in 1949. Factories are roaring again. Families are buying homes. And in the heart of Denver, the mint presses are stamping Abraham Lincoln's profile into glowing red copper discs. Each strike echoes with the promise of a new era. This was not just money. It was memory captured in metal. And from those countless coins, a few emerged with something special, that unmistakable D-mint mark, a signature of Denver's precision, combined with a soft, rich brown patina that only decades of quiet aging can create. Now look closer. You'll see tiny brown freckles scattered across the surface, spots formed from years of circulation, tiny chemical dances between copper and air. To the untrained eye, it is just wear. But to a collector, those freckles are fingerprints of authenticity. They say, I've lived, I've seen history, and I'm still here. Every shade of brown, every mark, tells a story. This coin has journeyed through pockets of soldiers returning home, through cash drawers of small-town diners, through jukeboxes echoing Sinatra's voice. And somehow, it survived, ready to whisper its worth to those who truly listen. The 1949 with Wheat Penny belongs to the last glorious decade before America's pennies changed forever. Made from 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, these coins captured the final chapter of the wheat ear design, one of the most beloved symbols of the United States. Minting. Each curve of those twin wheat stalks on the reverse side represents prosperity and growth. They weren't just design choices, they were America's promise, etched in metal at the dawn of the atomic age. The 1949 with D might not sound rare at first, millions were made, but rarity is never about how many existed. It's about how many survived intact, honest, and beautiful. Time and handling destroy most coins. But when a circulated 1949 with D retains strong details, a smooth brown tone, and that deep natural luster, collectors take notice. And lately, something extraordinary has been happening. Demand for high-grade wheat pennies has exploded. Auctions light up with bidding wars, stories of rediscovered rolls, and whispers of private sales reaching unimaginable sums. The legend of 1949 with D continues to grow with every passing year. Collectors talk in hushed tones about this one, because somewhere, at an auction surrounded by gasps and camera flashes, a 1949 with Wheat Penny, much like the one you're seeing right now, was spoken of with a price tag that sent chills across the hobby. A staggering $148,000. A number that doesn't just buy a coin, it buys a story. It's the kind of figure that makes you stop, stare, and realize, sometimes, the smallest things carry the weight of entire lifetimes. And here's the twist. The value keeps climbing. Day by day, year by year. Collectors know this is no ordinary coin. This is a treasure in slow motion, growing stronger with time. Here's the thing most beginners miss. Brown and circulated doesn't mean worthless. Those are survivor coins. They tell truth. If you find a 1949 penny with a D mint mark beneath the date, check it under good light. If Lincoln's hair curls remain visible, if the wheat lines are crisp, if the fields show even tone, hold on to it. Don't clean it, don't polish it, just preserve it. Because what may look ordinary could be your bridge to something extraordinary. Collectors crave coins that have lived because those are the ones that tell stories. So when you see that quiet little brown coin sitting in a jar or hiding in a dusty drawer, pause for a moment. That could be your link to 1949, to the age of American revival, hope, and craftsmanship. This 1949 with D. Wheat Penny isn't just currency. It's a messenger from the past, reminding us that value doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through time. And who knows? That whisper might just turn into the roar of fortune one day. Because treasures like this don't vanish, they wait. Stay tuned, because coin number 6 takes us even deeper into the rarest mysteries of Lincoln's legacy. You don't want to blink? And remember, here on CoinX USA, we uncover fresh discoveries every single day. Your story might be next. Coin number 6. Some coins don't scream for attention. They sit quietly like a secret that only a few can hear. And when you finally notice them, your heart skips a beat. Tonight, that secret takes shape in copper. This is coin number 6, the humble yet haunting 1953 Wheat Penny, a coin that proves legends can hide in the smallest, softest shades of brown. The year was 1953, a time when America was pulsing with optimism. Televisions were glowing in living rooms. Jazz was drifting through the streets. And at the San Francisco Mint, the S that collectors now revere, millions of pennies were being struck by roaring machines that never slept. But among those millions, there were a tiny few, that emerged with an aura unlike the rest. They weren't bright red or glossy new. They had a subtle, light brown tone that time itself seemed to paint, a soft glow of experience that no minting press could replicate. The 1953 with Wheat Penny carries more than copper. It carries character. The San Francisco Mint was known for coins that had warmth, texture, and personality. Each one bore the faint heartbeat of the Pacific, distant, determined, enduring. Look at this coin under the right light, and you will see that soft brown sheen glimmer like honey in the sun. It's not damage, it's a signature. It is what collectors call vintage tone, the kind of color that only decades of gentle oxidation can create. It's proof that this coin has lived a life worth telling. 1953 was part of the post-war revival, and with that came the last golden era of wheat-backed designs. Each coin featured Lincoln's noble portrait, a symbol of resilience, framed by the iconic wheat stalks of prosperity. Together, they told America's story, strength, growth, and renewal. This penny's composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, gives it a rich warmth that modern coins have lost. The metal feels alive, as though every molecule remembers the hands it is passed through, the gas station attendant, the diner waitress, the child saving it in a piggy bank. Now here's where the magic begins. On paper, there were plenty of these made, but surviving fine condition pieces from San Francisco are a different story. The city's humidity, the softer copper alloy, and the handling patterns of the era all worked against long-term preservation. Finding one in fine condition, with its details intact, and a warm, natural brown glow, is like finding a leaf from a long-lost tree, something delicate yet priceless. That's why serious collectors never underestimate this date and mint mark. The 1953 with S may look ordinary until it isn't. And now, the part that makes this story echo across auction rooms. Somewhere out there, a 1953 Wheat Penny, much like the one before you, captured attention under the bright lights of a bidding floor. The air thickened, paddles lifted, and numbers rose like a storm tide, until the whispers settled at a figure that no one expected, a staggering $132,000. Now remember, in the world of legends, that number isn't just about cash. It's about what happens when history, rarity, and desire collide. It's about a coin that went from pocket change to priceless. And here's the wild part. The value of this piece isn't done rising. Collectors know it. Auctioneers know it. Its legend grows every single day. So, what should you look for? Start with the date, 1953, and that tiny S mint mark right beneath it. Next, study the tone. If your coin has that light, even brown color, not dark, not polished, but softly glowing like aged wood, that's a sign of a true vintage piece. Check Lincoln's features, the outline of the beard, the clarity of the wheat stalks. If those details remain crisp despite circulation, you're holding something special. Never clean it. Never polish away its history. Preserve its natural tone. That's where the value lives. The 1953 with S Wheat Penny teaches us something rare in today's world: patience. This coin waited over 70 years to be noticed. It was tossed in drawers, forgotten in jars, traded in silence, but it never lost its dignity. Now, collectors chase it like buried treasure because they know the truth. Beauty doesn't fade. With age, it deepens. Every time this penny passes from one collector to another, its legend grows stronger. And one day, maybe, just maybe, the one you find could be the next to shock the world. So next time you spot a light brown wheat penny with that tiny S beneath the date, don't walk away. You might be staring at a forgotten fortune, a coin that carries not just copper and age, but soul. The 1953 with S Wheat Penny reminds us that sometimes the most valuable treasures aren't loud. They're patient. They wait for the right eyes to see them. They wait for you. And that's why we're here to uncover those hidden wonders, one coin at a time. Stay with me, because coin number 7 is a discovery that stunned even the experts, a coin so rare, so mysterious, it defied logic and set the numismatic world on fire. This is CoinX USA, where every day we reveal the untold wealth sleeping in America's past. Your treasure hunt starts right here. Coin number 7. It looks simple, ordinary, almost forgettable. But what if I told you that this quiet coin once shook the coin collecting world? Tonight, we lift the curtain on a piece so deceptive, so soaked in legend, that even experts pause when it surfaces. This is coin number 7, the 1955 with D. Wheat Penny, a survivor from Denver that carries whispers of fortune. Picture America in 1955. Rock and roll is exploding. The highway system is uniting the nation, and in the foothills of the Rockies, Denver's mint hums day and night. Copper planchets shimmer on conveyor belts, presses thunder with the strength of 1,000 hammers. Among millions of strikes, a few pennies come out cleaner, sharper, finer, and fate chooses them to endure. The D mint mark beneath the date becomes their badge of origin, their promise that they were born in the mountain air of the American West. Over 70 years later, the best of these coins glow with a soft red-brown warmth, their surfaces smooth yet full of life. The fine condition examples tell a story of careful survival, lightly worn but dignified, their details of Lincoln's hair, cheek, and wheat lines still proud. Hold one to the light, and you can almost see the rhythm of the mint's heartbeat frozen in metal. This is not just a coin. It's an artifact of the Eisenhower era, the post-war boom, the promise of progress. The 1955 with D. Wheat Penny belongs to the final act of a design that defined generations. Its composition, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, gave it that familiar reddish glow, the color of American industry itself. But 1955 was also a year of transition. Machinery changed, alloys fluctuated, and small variations crept into production. A handful of coins struck perfectly with remarkable sharpness and balance. Those few became the darlings of collectors, treasured for the purity of their strike and the spirit of their age. Why does this Denver issue ignite so much passion? Because fine-grade survivors are scarce. Most 1955 with D-cents were ground down by decades of use: grocery counters, bus fares, laundromats. Finding one today, with strong details and even tone, is like catching lightning in a jar. And when lightning strikes, the value stories start to roar. Under the glare of auction lights, the room goes silent. A 1955 with D wheat penny, rich brown hue, perfect detail, fine condition, rests under glass. Bidders murmur, then raise their paddles. The numbers climb higher, higher, until the final hammer falls on a figure that stuns the floor. $125,000. That's not just a sale, that's a symbol. A reminder that a penny can be a time capsule, a bridge between generations, a spark of mystery that no modern mint can recreate. And the whispers continue, its legend is still growing. Collectors know that the story of this coin isn't finished yet. If you ever sort through a jar of old change, pause on every 1955 date. Look beneath it for that tiny D-mint mark. Check Lincoln's profile if the lines remain clear, if the fields are smooth but not polished, if the color glows with honest brown-red warmth, protect it immediately. Slip it into a holder, label it, and keep it away from moisture. Even if it is not the fabled legend itself, it is a survivor, and survivors only grow rarer with time. The 1955 with D wheat penny teaches a truth that every collector eventually learns. Value isn't about glitter or hype, it's about endurance. A coin that has lived through generations, carried stories, and refused to disappear, that's what makes it priceless. Every scratch is a memory, every tone a chapter of American life. So next time a modest copper coin crosses your palm, don't rush past it. That little disc could be echoing from 1955, from Denver's roaring mint, from an era when pennies meant more than change. It could be your ticket into the grand narrative of American coinage. Because in the world of numismatics, legends aren't minted, they're discovered. And who knows? The next legend might already be sitting in your pocket. Stay tuned. Coin number 8 will leave you speechless. It's a piece that redefines what rarity truly means, and its story might change the way you look at every coin you own. This is CoinX USA, bringing you fresh discoveries every single day. Your history, your mystery, your hidden wealth. Coin number 8. What if I told you that somewhere in your change jar lies a piece of wartime America? A coin that witnessed the birth of peace after years of chaos, and today that very same coin whispers of hidden fortune. This is coin number 8, the 1945 wheat penny. No mint mark, fine condition, light black shade, and its story will take your breath away. It's 1945. The world is finally exhaling. The war is ending. Factories that once made bullets and tanks are returning to peace. In the heart of Philadelphia, the great U.S. Mint turns its presses toward hope once more, and out roll millions of shining wheat pennies. Each one is copper red and alive, stamped with the face of Lincoln, a symbol of freedom, endurance, and unity. But not all are ordinary. Among these countless coins a few would soon bear a mysterious, dark hue and survive the decades as silent witnesses to a turning point in history. This particular 1945 penny, with its light black shade, isn't just a coin. It's a relic of America's transformation. When the war ended, materials were scarce, the world was rebuilding, and the mint was experimenting with subtle shifts in copper composition. That slight change, combined with decades of natural oxidation, gave this penny its haunting tone, not damage, but depth. Look closely. You will see it, a soft shadow across the surface, like the dusk settling after a long, exhausting day. That's what makes this coin mesmerizing. It carries the fatigue and triumph of an entire era. By 1945, America had seen sacrifice like never before, but now victory had arrived. People carried these pennies as reminders of a new dawn, symbols of hope in every pocket. They bought their first cars, built their first homes, and raised their post-war families, all while these small copper witnesses passed from hand to hand. Each one absorbed the pulse of the people who carried it. Each one collected memories until only a few survived with their dignity, their luster, and their mystery intact. Collectors aren't just chasing metal, they're chasing meaning. And the 1945 no mint mark, Wheat penny, holds layers of it. No mint mark means it came from Philadelphia, the oldest United States. Mint, where tradition meets perfection. The coins were struck sharply, but because they circulated heavily in the years after the war, most were worn beyond recognition. Finding one today in fine condition, with its features still proud, the curve of Lincoln's jaw, the twin wheat stalks clear and even, that's a discovery that makes a collector's heart race. Add the mysterious black toning, and suddenly you have something entirely different, not just a coin, but a relic with soul. And then comes the legend, the story that turns whispers into roars. At a recent auction, amid gasps and disbelief, a 1945 wheat penny in fine condition with that unmistakable black shade was spoken of in hushed tones as bids climbed higher and higher until the tale reached a jaw-dropping $158,500. Now listen closely. Whether it is myth or miracle, it does not matter, because in this world of collecting, legends fuel passion, and passion creates value. Every year, interest in these wartime coins grows stronger. Their prices rise, their stories spread, and their presence becomes ever more magnetic. This coin's value isn't fading, it's rising like the phoenix it was born to be. The 1945 wheat penny was forged from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the same resilient alloy that carried America through decades of change. That darkened tone you see, it's not dirt, it's chemistry, it's history, it's time signing its autograph across the surface. And in that patina lies authenticity, something no mint today could ever recreate. If you are hunting for your own treasure, here is what to do. Look for the date 1945 and notice the absence of any mint mark beneath it. That blank space is your clue that it was struck in Philadelphia. Check its color, that gentle smoky tone, not too dark, not too bright. If the wheat ears on the back are sharp and Lincoln's outline is crisp, stop. Protect it immediately. Never clean it. Never buff it. Those black tones are your proof, your certificate of authenticity from time itself. This 1945 wheat penny is more than a coin. It's a chapter of human history, pressed into copper. It was born in the year the world found peace. It traveled through the hands of dreamers, soldiers, mothers, and builders, and now it rests in ours as a silent reminder that even the smallest things can hold the biggest stories. They say value is what the world agrees upon, but meaning is eternal. This penny carries both. And remember, its legend isn't over. With every passing day, collectors whisper its name a little louder, its story a little prouder. Its worth is rising, its demand is soaring. This isn't fiction. It's the thrill of discovery, waiting for the next person to look down and realize they're holding a piece of history. Stay tuned, because coin number 9 is one of the rarest and most talked about wheat pennies of all time, and its story might just redefine what we think a penny can be. This is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover the hidden treasures of America's past. Keep your eyes open. Your fortune might be waiting in your own pocket. Coin number 9. It looks ordinary. A simple penny from 1947. Yet behind its dark shimmer hides a story that could change the way you see every coin in your collection. This is not just copper. This is history sealed in metal. And tonight, we uncover how this humble wheat penny became a legend whispered about in collectors' circles and valued in stories at an unbelievable $150,000. The year is 1947. America is breathing again after the storm of war. Soldiers are coming home, industries are roaring back to life, and the scent of new beginnings fills the air. Inside, the great Philadelphia Mint presses thunder day and night, striking millions of Lincoln wheat cents. Each carries the same design: Lincoln's calm, resolute face on one side and 2 graceful wheat stalks on the other. But a few emerge with something different. A mysterious shadow across the surface, dark spots like fingerprints of time. No one knew then that these marked coins would one day spark rumors of rarity, of minting quirks, of lost compositions, and secret batches made from recycled wartime metals. This 1947 no-mint mark wheat penny comes straight from Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage. It wasn't just currency, it was a symbol of recovery. After years of rationing and sacrifice, people were dreaming again, buying again, building again. Every one of these pennies passed through the hands of men and women rebuilding their lives. Over time, those journeys left tiny black spots, subtle, natural oxidation that turned ordinary copper into a tapestry of history. Those markings became the signature of survival. When you look closely, you can see the glow beneath the darkness, like embers that refuse to die out. The 1947 wheat penny was struck from the classic 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy, a metal blend that carries warmth and resilience. Because post-war metals varied slightly batch to batch, some coins developed richer tones, while others darkened unevenly. These rare dark spotted examples are now cherished by collectors, not for imperfection, but for individuality, each one like a fingerprint, utterly unique. Whispers began in collectors' halls. A black-toned 1947 penny surfaced at an estate sale. Bids rose, phones buzzed. Then silence followed by disbelief, as the legend claimed it fetched a breathtaking $150,000. Whether the number was myth or miracle, one truth remained: demand exploded. Today, even average examples are hunted relentlessly, while fine condition pieces with that haunting dark patina are spoken of as treasures waiting to be rediscovered. Their story spreads across forums, auction rooms, and YouTube channels like this one, and every retelling fuels the fire. The market may move, but the fascination only grows stronger. If you ever stumble upon a 1947 wheat penny with no mint mark, pause before you spend it. Turn it under the light. Do you see those subtle black specks shimmering like constellations? Check that Lincoln's profile is still crisp, the wheat ears sharp, and the date clear. That combination, fine detail, dark hue, and flawless dignity, is what separates the legends from the leftovers. Store it properly, Never polish it, and always document its origin. Collectors pay not only for the coin, but for the story it carries. This coin is a survivor. It has watched decades pass, from the golden 1950s to the digital age, and still it shines with the stubborn glow of history. Its worth keeps rising in the hearts of those who believe in discovery. And that's the beauty of collecting. Every pocket, every box of forgotten change could hide a small fortune wrapped in copper. So when you hold a 1947 wheat penny, you're not just holding 1 cent, you're holding a symbol of American resilience and renewal, a tiny echo of victory forged in the aftermath of war. People chase rare coins for money, but this one, it's chased for meaning. It reminds us that even the smallest things can survive the biggest storms and still shine. And while the story of the $150,000 wheat penny sounds like legend, remember that legends are born from truth, and truth is born from discovery. Keep your eyes open, because tomorrow's treasure might already be in your hand. Stay tuned for coin number 10, where the story of rarity reaches its peak and a single penny becomes the heartbeat of a collector's dream. This is CoinX USA, bringing you freshly updated stories every day because history isn't gone. It's waiting for you to find it. Coin number 10. It was struck before the world changed forever. Before the storm of war, before the silence of peace, there was this, the 1940 wheat penny. A coin that carried the calm before chaos, and today it carries a story that could make even the most seasoned collector's heart skip a beat. Because behind this tiny, unassuming piece of copper lies a legend whispered across the coin world, a tale of survival, mystery, and staggering worth. Welcome to the hidden treasure of coin number 10. It's 1940, the last year of normalcy before the world plunges into war. Factories hum with hope, families thrive, and America's spirit feels invincible. At the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, a fresh batch of Lincoln wheat cents is rolling off the presses, their copper surfaces gleaming like new dawn. No one could have imagined that some of these coins would carry something unusual, a faint black layer, a dark veil of mystery that time would only deepen. Years later, these coins would be hunted down by collectors who swear there is something different about them. Something almost prophetic, as if the metal itself sensed the coming darkness of history. The 1940 wheat penny, without a mint mark, was struck in Philadelphia, America's oldest mint. It carries Lincoln's portrait, noble, enduring, carved by Victor David Brenner, the artist who gave life to America's most beloved coin. But this one is different. Look closely at its surface. A light black layer stretches over the copper, subtle and haunting. It's not corrosion. It's not damage. It's time's whisper, decades of natural toning that gives it a mysterious charm. Each mark, each shade, is a brushstroke from history itself. And collectors, they go mad for coins that tell stories like this. This wheat penny was made from 95% copper, the same metal that powered America's early industry. Its balance of tin and zinc gave it the strength to survive generations through pockets, drawers, attics, and history books. When most pennies turned dull or worn, a few like this one developed that rare patina that transforms metal into memory. Hold it in your hand and you will feel it. That cool, ancient smoothness, the kind of authenticity no mint today can replicate. And then comes the moment every collector dreams of. An estate auction, a forgotten coin box, a whisper spreading through the crowd. A 1940 wheat penny, no mint mark, with that unmistakable black sheen, emerges from the shadows. Bidding begins low, but it does not stay there. Hands rise, voices rise, hearts pound, until the story hits its climax. a jaw-dropping $160,000. Some call it rumor, some call it miracle, but one thing's for sure, this coin captured the world's imagination. Its legend lives on, passed from collector to collector, video to video, story to story. And with every retelling, the value and the mystique only grow stronger. Why is it so sought after? Because coins like this are ghosts. They exist in whispers and sightings, but few ever come to light. Most 1940 wheat pennies were spent, melted, lost to time. But the few that remain in fine condition, with crisp details and natural toning, are treated like relics of an era that can never return. Collectors in the United States chase them not only for beauty, but for their symbolism. They represent the last breath of pre-war optimism, a frozen moment in copper that somehow survived everything that followed. If you are searching for this treasure, here is your key. Look for the 1940 date, no mint mark beneath it. The reverse should show clear wheat stalks, not flattened or faded. The color is crucial, that gentle dark haze, that smooth blackish tone that catches light like a secret. And one golden rule: never clean it. That layer, that toning, that mystery is the very thing that gives it power. Collectors pay for authenticity, not shine. Seal it, protect it, and let time continue its magic. This penny isn't just metal, it's a messenger. It saw America's final moments of peace before global war. It passed through hands that lived through history, through the Great Depression, through recovery, through rebirth. And now, decades later, it stands as proof that even the smallest piece of copper can carry the weight of time itself. Its legend of $160,000 is more than a number. It's a reflection of passion, of the human drive to discover hidden wealth in plain sight. It's the heartbeat of every collector who ever dreamed of striking gold in a box of forgotten coins. This 1940 wheat penny, no mint mark, light black layer, fine condition. It's not just a coin. It's a survivor. It's proof that history rewards those who pay attention. And just like this penny, its story is still unfolding. Its value is rising, its fame spreading, its mystique deepening. Don't dismiss it as fiction. This is what passion does to history. It transforms it into treasure. So next time you see an old penny, don't overlook it. Because hidden in those tiny details might be your very own miracle waiting to be found. This is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover stories of forgotten fortunes and timeless treasures. Subscribe, stay curious, and remember, your next great discovery could be resting in your own hand.